welcome to 9.9 Comics with Chris and Kyle.
I'm Kyle.
And I'm Chris, and today we'll be talking about comics getting released March 21st, 2018. To start things off, we have DC's Brave and the Bold Batman and Wonder Woman #2. So number 1 did really well all across the board.
Personal favorite of mine.
I love it. The art style is amazing.
Every page is a masterpiece. It's ridiculous.
It's a really good one. Definitely pick up the #2. Following that, we are also out of DC. We have Cave Carson has an Interstellar Eye #1. So this is coming out of Milk Wars. It's a Young Animals title. I have a little brief summary of it. After a year of multiverse hopping and fighting in the Milk Wars, returning to a normal life of digging and cave diving just isn't the same for explorer Cave Carson. Sure, he's got his podcast, family, and that cybernetic eye, but reminiscing about times gone by isn't the same as living. Luckily for Cave Carson and his daughter Chloe, they're about to get sucked into an all-new adventure, literally, when they go spelunking in a black hole. But what's caused this black hole to appear, and what's its connection to the intergalactic music sensation Star Atom? So, sounds fun. I don't know much about Cave Carson, outside of what I've read in Milk Wars and stuff, so looks like it'll be a fun title. Right. Should definitely pick it up. And to round things off for DC, probably the biggest one out of DC this week, Damage #3 is coming out. So Damage has just been on fire.
Yeah. Kind of not. The first issue wasn't as big and spectacular as I thought it was going to be, but I like what they're doing with it. Issue 2 was really good. They're digging their own space for their own Hulk, and they're not actually sucking at it. So.
And it's nice to see DC putting out new original characters and stuff the right way.
Original.
Anyways, moving on from there, we have Spider King #2 coming out of IDW. We talked about the #1 previously. Sold really well in store. I believe it's sold out. So definitely make sure to come in and get your Spider King #2. Moving on from there, out of Aspen Comics, we have Jirni Volume 3 #1. Brief summary for this. Aspen's popular fantasy adventure series Jirni returns for an epic 3rd volume. As Ara's quest to find her kidnapped mother continues, she finds solace in the remote village, but they have their own demons to worry about. So it looks fun. It's an Aspen book, and what's really exciting about this is if you're like me and don't really know anything about Jirni, there's a Jirni Primer one-shot also getting released at the same time for 25 cents. And Aspen Comics is also releasing an all-you-need-to-know guide to like their comics and stuff for 25 cents. So that's pretty good stuff.
Those are good things for people who want to get into a comic but don't want to invest the money right away. And you got some change in your pocket, and you can know everything about it and see if you want to get into it.
Yeah, and it's a nice introductory place for comics that you're not familiar with, and or comic companies that you're not familiar with.
Alright guys, getting into other stuff. We have Devil's Due Comics with the release of SQUARRIORS #3. That's, you heard that correct, SQUARRIORS. That is a Game of Thrones type of comic where instead of people, it's a bunch of tiny cute animals. It's basically squirrels versus the cats. And these don't, it's a very low run. These comics don't come out very often. This is #3, and #1 came out in 2016. So, I mean, that kind of says itself. Moving on to Marvel, we have the release of Thanos #17. Thanos is, in my opinion, the savior of modern Marvel, where Marvel is currently. Donny Cates is doing his thing, and he's dragged Marvel out of the hole with his writing in Thanos. It's amazing. And of course, here's just this is the 3rd printing, but I have a couple of the first printings of the house. I'm smart. CG Seed. Issue 13, the first printing is going for like $300 on eBay right now. So if you listen to us and have been investing in Thanos, you're welcome. And then we are moving into the release of Weapon H #1. Weapon H, of course, is the combination of Wolverine and the Hulk. The Weapon X program has done it again at the cost of their own destruction. They've completed their biggest and possibly most dangerous experiment yet. With the strength of the Hulk and the rage and claws of Wolverine comes Weapon H. It's been some time since Weapon H escaped and destroyed his creators. Now, our hero is on the run as he tries to escape his mysterious past and seclude himself from the rest of society. But when a new kind of Wendigo threatens the lives of others, will Weapon H be able to shirk his responsibility? Does any of his humanity remain? Only the creative team of Greg Pak and Corey Smith can give you the answers. And a Wendigo, me and Chris didn't know what that is at first either. It's just basically a giant goat being that kind of looks like Krampus.
It's a Native American folklore monster that's a cannibalistic.
I'll have a picture of him right here. A Wendigo.
They're pretty dope looking, like scary eyes.
I mean, I'll have the picture up right here so you guys can see. But that's the first Weapon H that came out did really well, and we kind of were skeptical about it, but we were completely wrong. Then moving into Iron Man Hong Kong Heroes #1. This is basically an Iron Man book that is based off the roller coaster in Hong Kong. A little synopsis about that is Hong Kong Disneyland's The Iron Man Experience, the very first Marvel attraction ever at a Disney park, just got bigger. Iron Man Hong Kong Heroes #1 brings all the thrills and chills of the ride itself to the comics world with a brand new story inspired by the experience from the writer Howard Wong and artist Justice Wong. So with something as niche as that, we don't know how popular that roller coaster is overseas, so I would invest in it just in case if it is just one of those niche explosions and for some reason it's worth a lot of money. But as an Iron Man fan, I'm probably just going to pick it up anyway just because I love Iron Man and anything Iron Man. I mean, Iron Man comics are notoriously not worth very much money unless you get old key issues, but like I said, this is a niche comic, so it's not exactly just an Iron Man comic. And then we have Doctor Strange Damnation #3. The cover is, one of the covers is amazing. It's basically all the Avengers with Ghost Rider skulls. Then moving into Image, we have the release of Kick-Ass #2. Here's Kick-Ass issue 1. Kick-Ass was amazing. It's honestly one of my favorite books right now. Just the stuff that she's going through as a veteran and a mother is amazing. Just they make you feel bad for her, and then they have her kick butt, and it's amazing. I can't get over this comic. Hit Girl's good as well. Hit Girl is a really fun read. And then we have the release of Ice Cream Man #3. That's the horror comic that came out a while ago that we told you to pick up. That issue 1 sold out. Everyone really liked it. And then, of course, the #2 for Death of Love is coming out. And that is it for Image. Which brings us to the 9.9 no-brainer! And I know you guys like that new graphic that I have. I enjoy it. And hopefully I don't mess up and not able to put the graphic in because I look stupid. But this week's 9.9 no-brainer is the Mighty Thor #705. There's going to be a Stanley Lau cover, and it looks really good. It's just Thor majestically, basically ethereally floating through the air. This is the official death or removal of Jane as Thor. And I'm
air quoting over here.
We're skeptical because I mean, for a while they were saying, Marvel was saying that Iron Man this is the Tony Stark returns next issue. Then you open up next issue, Tony Stark returns. It's like, okay, come on, guys.
Well, and Mighty Thor 706 has Jane Foster Thor.
But listen, yeah, and that's just the cover. Sometimes covers can be misleading.
Yeah.
But listen to the synopsis, guys. The epic showdown, years in the making, finally explodes across the heavens. Thor battles the unstoppable man-god, with the fate of all Asgardia hanging in the balance. Is Thor willing to pay the ultimate price in order to save the gods? The tragic and heroic story of Jane Foster finally reaches its heart-rending zenith. You knew it was coming. The death of Thor is here at last. So, I mean, they're basically telling you, she dies in this comic. And if they lie about it, I mean, it's gonna be their butt, because people are really gonna retaliate, because they've been waiting for this. They were kind of bummed that she didn't die.
And 700, when it's like the death of the mighty Thor,
which was
700.
I mean, I'll give them that, because that's just the name of the run, so you can let them get away with that.
Kind of, but still it was also issue 700, so you're like, oh, this is like the best move.
Yeah,
like make a 700 issue a key issue. No, we're just gonna troll. We're just gonna troll you.
But hopefully, this is not a troll. We're gonna take your word for it, Marvel, because you've gained our trust with Thanos.
I'm still skeptical.
Well, that doesn't mean that I'm still skeptical, but they've gained trust, and I am going.
I mean, I'm gonna pick it up. I also picked up the Mighty Thor 700
because you're smart. It's
not worth not getting.
Yeah, you're not omnipotent. This is going to be. I mean, you just gotta. It's a shock, and you just gotta buy it.
Just gotta buy it and hope for the best.
Yeah, right. I mean, that's what collecting's all about. So, with that, we bid you adieu. Thanks for watching. Remember, guys, to like and subscribe.
Have a good night.
And to stop that. Okay, so stop that. For real. I'm done with that. Have a good one.